What's up, gamers? So, I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I was on vacation, just being completely transparent. I had a couple videos, basically just detailing my thoughts on most of the Part 2 units up to Pan. But I think today I'll just go over, my Part 2 thoughts as a whole, just because, I kind of missed the wave on the releases and everything. So I'm not going to go into kits or whatever, I'm just going to give my genuine thoughts on the units. Yeah, I guess we could just start. So this Gogeta, insanely broken. I should probably make a tier list video. I might do that next, actually. Besides that, this Gogeta is unnaturally broken. Like, this guy is just different. I know we were doing power creep and all with the, STR blues, the tag blues. We knew they were power creep, but I feel like this guy power creeps. I don't want to say this guy power creeps them, but this guy's just crazy. I mean, guaranteed counter if you're below a threshold, and then 70% chance. Crazy amounts of defense, crazy amounts of attack. I've had really bad luck on all the banners besides the tag blues. I'll just insert a clip here of me pulling this guy with pity, unfortunately. But yeah, besides that, this guy's insane. I have him at 55%, and he's launching like 90 million attack sets after using his active skill. So, 90 million crits into 50 million crit into 40 million crit into hidden potentials, like 50 million crit. Like, this guy's insane. And then also his defense actually isn't the worst. Like, I remember when he came out, I thought that he might have been like a little bit lacking in terms of defense, but what he misses in defense, he makes up with the counter. So I think this guy is just like genuinely busted. I'm not surprised that many think he's #1 in the game. I think so too. I think him and the tag blues are fighting for that #1 spot, but they are just clearly above the rest of the game. No question. Next, I guess we can go over this Omega. Omega is a victim of being a villain in Dragon Ball, to say the least. Omega, unfortunately, is an extreme class unit that is limited to extreme class characters. So, that in Dokkan history has never gone well, just because, I mean, we can go to his 200% leaders. Like, do we want to go to this Gogeta's 200% leaders real quick, just to compare? Do we want to go to this guy's 200% leaders to compare? Like this is insane, bro. And then we go back to Omega right here, and we look at his 200%. Not looking too hot. And then also, the only 200% you can run this guy on is Cell, and then this Omega, and then, we're in 220% meta, so this guy's already power crept. This is just an unfortunate release. Not only is this guy an extreme class unit that needs all extreme class allies, but he also just doesn't have guard. Why didn't they just make him like Gogeta but a little bit better? They not only like animation wise kind of shafted him compared to Gogeta, but his kit just isn't the same as Gogeta's. Unarmed super attack counter is not the same as Ki Blast counter. All extreme class allies is not the same as per super class ally, or all super class or GT heroes. It's not the same. This guy needed to be just like far and away like the best slot 1 in the game. Like he needed 70% damage reduction, which I don't know if he targets himself with this, but he gets up to 60% damage reduction. I think give him 60% damage reduction so that he gets 70 with this, and then give him guard. His team is so much better. This guy is not a slot 1 character on a team that needs slot 1 characters. I'm not going to go over his whole kit. He's not the worst. He's still really good. he's definitely great. I'm not gonna say that about, like, he's not bad for sure. It's just he should have and could have been so much more. Like, he's great. All you need to do is up damage reduction by 10%, guard, or damage reduction 50%, 50% chance to dodge. All you needed to do, just give him one more defensive aspect, and he was great. But unfortunately, he wasn't. So, like, while he's good, he's probably going to age out fast compared to this guy. Like, this guy's damage probably will get aged out, but, you know, Ki Blast counters are all throughout the game. They're riddled throughout the game. And then having a guaranteed counter and then 70% compared to the shitty-ass unarmed super attack counter, like, they could have done better with this Omega. Kind of disappointing. Next, I'll go over this pan. This pan is really good. In my original video that I had planned, before I went off on my vacation, I was saying that this pan might actually just be crazy. Now that I have pulled her off of Omega's banner twice, so I have her at 69%, she is really good in any fight that hasn't come out recently. So, besides Festival, put her in Battle Hardened Formidable Foes, slot 2, slot 3. Put her in Red Zone, slot 2, slot 3. Put her anywhere in the game that isn't the new fights, slot 2, slot 3. She's crazy. But with the power creep, with the bosses doing so much damage now, she's a fish. I mean, I never, because, you know, I've been playing since year 1. I never would have imagined the day that 60% damage reduction would, like, just get you outright killed. She needed guard or dodge. She's in the same category as this Omega here. Like, they're in the same category. They needed one more mechanic, and they would have been really good. Give her 70% chance to dodge with 60% damage. Just make her literally just a lesser version of... let me go to the card real quick. This guy has 80% dodge with 70% damage reduction. Why couldn't we have just made her 70% chance to dodge, 60% damage reduction? Like, are they afraid of her crazy support? Because if that's the case, why didn't you just make her a crazy defensive unit? Like, why give her a lot of things just to have her suck at everything besides support? Her damage reduction, you know, if she supers a couple times, which she doesn't do the first time, she needs to get hit first. So that first turn, when she only does one super, like, she just dies to normals. It's just sad. Like, the concept here is crazy. In 2, 3, 4 years, when they easy A her, and she gets, you know, dodge or guard or more damage reduction, she'll be crazy. It's just now, like, we needed GT heroes to be crazy and cracked. And it is crazy and cracked. It's just, she could have been such a crucial piece with this crazy support. They just didn't give her what she needed, which was a little bit more defensive ability. Give her 50% chance to dodge, like Omega, and, you know, coin flip it out. Like, she could have been so much better. I'm kind of upset with how this pan turned out, because, you know, events only get harder. I'm sure she'll be, you know, she'll get some run across the game, but she isn't too crazy. This Nova is pretty insane for a free-to-play character. You know, crazy stats, Ki Blast, guaranteed Ki Blast nullification, and then after that it's 70% chance, like, really insane. You know, decent damage reduction, pretty good crit, good stats. I mean, it's just kind of crazy that on Omega's team, like, this guy's, besides Omega in some cases, he's like the all-star. Like, he's the MVP, and he's doing crazy damage. He's doing, you know, pretty decent defense. He's a free-to-play character. It's kind of insane that he's almost on par with this. I don't want to say almost on par with this Dokkan Fest LR, because he isn't. But on the team, he feels like he's getting almost as much value as the Omega, which is kind of weird. I'll skip over these sub-Easy As just for a second. I'll go to this guy. So in my initial analysis of his kit, in that video that probably won't ever come out, I thought this guy was very underwhelming. And I still kind of do think that, but, you know, the GT Hero team does not need a lot of slot 1 characters. You know, you got Gogeta for that. You got the Year 7 Gogeta. You have, who else on that team can go slot 1? You have the new, and I'll get to him later, but you have the new Int Gogeta EZA who can go slot 1. So I guess I was being a little bit extreme and saying that he needed more. As a slot 2, slot 3 character, this guy's really an MVP on that team. Like, this right here is insane. You love to see this on a character kit. Like, you always value this. You know, I thought the damage reduction could have been better, because I think you're only getting 20%, if I'm doing that right. Because you can only have 2 allies on the turn. 20% damage reduction. Not the craziest, but he has really good stats, and he's basically stacking for 6 turns with crazy stats. And then when this is the difference between him and Pan, by the way. If I still have her up, which I don't think I do. But Pan only has the damage reduction. This guy has a coin flip that if he gets supered, he might counter. He has a 50% chance to counter. That saves a character. Like, because this guy's not the craziest defensively. He has really good offense. You know, really good links for the characters that are out right now. Does he support? I don't think he support. Yeah, no, he attack supports right here. Attack support right here. He's pretty decent. He is saved because he has a chance to live. Pan does not have a chance to live. If she gets caught, she gets caught. If this guy gets caught, you have a 50% chance. That's what you love to see. And then on top of that, his next turn, he's going to be a lot better defensively. So this guy's crazy. This Vegeta is basically the same. I think they're basically just the same character, except that he gives better support. I think that's the only difference. You know, same thing with the Vegeta. Like, he's a pretty decent character. He can throw out some crazy numbers. He gives pretty decent support. But where he's different from Pan is that he has a chance to live. And I don't know, like, it's like the same argument a lot of YouTubers make, where it's just like, why is the premium character going to be worse than an EZA if I have to spend money on them, if I have to drop stones to get them? It doesn't really make sense. Like, why couldn't Pan have had like a 50% chance to dodge? Or, I know she doesn't Ki Blast counter ever in the show, but give her one. Give her something. Give her guard. I don't know. Make her live normals. Pan is just very unfortunate. And like, people said this guy was bad. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. I didn't read it. I thought it was like defense and attack. So this guy doesn't stack defense for 6 turns, which is a lot worse. You know, still has more run than Pan, so I guess that's whatever. It's just, why didn't they just give both of them attack and defense 30% for 6 turns? Doesn't really make sense. This guy should have been better, genuinely. The Goku's good. This Goku's good. This guy should have been better. I'll skip over again. I'll skip over some of the sub-EZAs. I haven't really looked into this guy's kit, but just based on some of the ones I know, I can go over these two. This guy is insane. Where's his EZA? You guys see that too? Okay, maybe I'm tweaking. This guy is really good for his team. So, what GT Heroes needed, what Pan is not, unfortunately. I was really hoping Pan was going to be good. She's one of my favorite characters in GT. What GT Heroes needed, a character that can go slot 1, and then after that, you maybe float him off. This guy fulfills that role very, very well. Turn 1, 80% damage reduction. Just flat out. And then, if, like, let's say you have AGL Gogeta turn 1, and you're gonna, like, YOLO him slot 1. Put this guy slot 2, slot 3. I say slot 3 just because you can't link them up, unfortunately. Put this guy slot 3. You're getting all this. Guaranteed additionals. When receiving a super attack, 70% chance to nullify it and counter for 10 turns. Like, that's really big right now. This guy is just really good. Super attack's really good. Kit is really good. Links are pretty good, besides, you know, not really meshing well with AGL Gogeta. This guy is what the doctor ordered. Because I remember, I don't know if I uploaded this or not, or if I talked about this in a previous video. But I said, this guy probably has the best leader skill in the game. You know, Future Saga, Fuse Fighters, and then Bond of Parent-Child, Final Trump Card. Because the only thing that was wrong before this Int Gogeta came out was that on this guy's team, you didn't have a second GT hero category ally. Because it was basically just AGL Gogeta, 7th year Gogeta. No one else is really on Fuse Fighters. GT Hero. There's no one Future Saga who's GT Hero, so you have to go to Fuse Fighters, and there was really no one else. So you weren't getting AGL Gogeta's leader, or you weren't getting AGL Gogeta's intro. This guy fulfills that condition, and he's also really good. That must be a glitch. Anyways, this guy is really good. He fits on that team really well. I do think the best team in the game right now is this guy, Trunks and Vegeta. Then you have the both 7th year LRs. That's 4. Then you have the AGL Gogeta and the Ink Gogeta. I think that's the best team in the game. Maybe not for Festival, but for any other content in the game, like, that team will destroy it. This guy is exactly what we needed. Just, 80% damage reduction, turn 1, really good. After that, 40% damage reduction, but you have some stacks of this. You probably built up some of this for crits. You still have crazy defensive stats. You throw him slot 2, slot 3, you have more stats. And then, again, the difference between Pan is that if this guy gets supered after his first turn, you have a chance to live. That's the big theme of why some of these characters are just better than others. This Pan does not have a chance to live. Some of these sub-EZAs do not have a chance to live. Omega, in some cases, does not have a chance to live. He just isn't that crazy. But, it's whatever. The Int Gogeta right here, really good. Vegeta and Trunks, top 5 unit in the game. This Vegeta and Trunks just is one of the best characters in the game, just all around. Like I kind of expected them to be. I really, this is one of the and we're getting into the territory, 7th year plus, where it's just like, these characters are so good pre-EZA that you have to go out of your way to make them bad. Which Dokkan does sometimes, but this character is insanely good. Their leader skill, it's not 220, but it's still pretty decent with the characters that are out right now if you want to run 2 of them. And the reason you want to run 2 of them, and I'm not going to go over the full kits, the reason you want to run 2 of them is because they fucking stack for the whole team, bro. Like, not only do they stack for themselves, but they stack for the whole team. They put food on the table so the whole team can fucking eat. And it's not like one of those situations where it's just like they let the whole team eat and they go starving. No, everyone eats with this character. This does not seem crazy, but let's just think about this in our minds. If we have 1 on the team, turn 1, 5% for the whole team. Turn 3, 10% for the whole team. Turn 5, that's 15% for the whole team. It doesn't sound crazy, but it really does add up. It's not crazy, but it helps. A lot of these runs that I'm doing, because, I'm a 55% player for the new units, I really have a lot of other, older units rainbowed. I've been getting my characters, very close. I've been at 1 and 2% in these new fights very often. 15% defense and attack, that goes a long way. That prevents you from dying in some circumstances. Not only that, they're an orb changer for 3 turns. They have guard and 60% damage reduction for the first turn, and then after that, I believe it's 50. Am I right? 10, 30. Yeah, as first attacker on the turn, they have 60% damage reduction turn 1. Not turn 1, they have 50, and then if you run them slot 2, slot 3, they only have 30. Or they only have 20, but this character is insane. I think the only thing that they could have done to make them even more crazy, which, again, is probably game-breaking if they do, let them stack on the 12 key. Let them just be copies of the 7th years. I don't see why not. But this character is crazy. Throw them slot 1, I don't see them dying to almost anything in the game, genuinely. Maybe Festival of Battles, not really, because they stack, and they stack for the whole team. Maybe Special Battle, Rose and Zamasu, you throw them slot 1 and you only target Rose, and maybe they get blown up. I don't really see it. Like, you'd have to only be attacked. You'd have to go out of your way to make them look bad, basically, is what I'm saying. These guys are insane. They stack for the whole team, and then they're just a crazy defensive unit that also orb changes for 3 turns. Like, these guys are just insane. If I had to say, genuinely, this might sound weird, but let me just pull these guys up. Okay, so we're here. I just wanted to find the page where I can find both the 7th year LRs and Vegeta and Trunks. I'd have to do this on a tier list to see how I definitively feel about this. If I had to rank these 3 from 7th year, like the big Dokkan Fest LRs from 7th year, I legitimately might just go, like, the Super Saiyan 4's number 1 for sure. Not even close. Like, Gogeta is still, like, top 3 in the game, if you get him out. Like, these guys in general are not top 3 in the game, but Gogeta is top 3 in the game, unfortunately. Then I'd say Vegeta and Trunks, and then I'd say the Gods. The Gods, I say more so just because I don't want to say they're reliant on dodge, but in these new fights, man, like turn 1 they're good. Turn 2, they are struggling hard. Vegeta and Trunks, not so much. These guys struggle a little, but with the new AGL Gogeta, you don't have any reason to run them slot 1, so they're not really in too much danger. I guess you could say the same thing with these guys, with the STR Tag Blues, but they just feel a little bit weaker because when this guy transforms, you're not in any danger. When these guys transform, you kind of have to rely on dodge. These guys are just really good in general. They stack for the whole team, really good defensive unit. I'd say they're like they're definitely not at the bottom out of these 3 LRs. I'd love to see how they're going to treat these 2. I'd love to see how they treat these 4. These 4 are probably going to go crazy. Just saying. I guess those are my thoughts. I mean, some of these, like, I won't go too crazy because I'm already at the 26-minute mark. Yeah, there's a bug. You have to, like, do this. Yeah, this guy's not too good. Just looking at his kit. Again, these units have been out for a while. I'm not going to go too crazy into their kits. This guy's not too good. He doesn't have enough damage reduction and dodge. For sure. This is good, but, 30% chance, never rely on that. He's good for any, maybe, year 8 content, maybe. Like, maybe if you go back to, I don't know, the Sin Shinron event, maybe he's good. This Goku, I don't know, I know this is like a busted ability, but just make it 50% chance. You can only do it once. Doesn't make sense why it's only 30. Whatever. I mean, he's a sub EZA that has 50% chance to crit and evade, and then, guard. Not bad. Give him defense on this. Why isn't he stacking defense for 3 turns? Weird. You know, not the worst. I'm sure he throws out like pretty good attack stats, like probably like 15 to 20. So this guy will be crazy for like, you know, year 9 content. But again, like he's probably better than Pan just because you have him and you have a chance to live. That's the big theme, a chance to live. I hear this guy's good. I haven't really looked into him too much. You know, he's a really good debuffer. Yeah, probably decent. I mean, like on the Omega team, slot 3, this guy's probably great, but locking fights, not a slot 1. In fights where you can't debuff, he's virtually useless. But right now, in like the current meta, he's probably decent, slot 3. I hear this Pan's also good. Again, they're all automatic. Just reading this alone, better than STR Pan. She has a chance to live. 50, 70. Yeah, she's good. 70. I don't know why they gave her damage reduction. Might as well just give her crit. She's not tanking anything. You know, 70% dodge, 40% damage reduction. 2 key 60% stats. And then on super, she also... Damn. Yeah, so I feel like this is going to sound crazy. This Pan is probably just better than the banner unit Pan, which is a fucking shame. The banner unit Pan just like, she gets tagged and she dies. This Pan probably just dodges and lives. And then like, you know, if she gets tagged, she dies, but what is this Pan is exclusively that. This Pan can dodge. Trunks, this could be good for hybrids if he's good. So he's another 60%. Like this is just like a weaker version of STR Pan that just came out, and like I just aired my grievances out. Like this guy probably doesn't have a chance to live in slot 1 or slot 2 or slot 3 in the new fights. Again, like he's probably dominating year 8, 7, 8, 9 content. But nowadays he probably just can't keep up. I mean, 60% damage reduction isn't what it used to be. His support is really good, you know, 60% support. Yeah, 60% stats, not bad, but you know, he gets tagged once and he's, you know, losing his pants. His pants fell down. This Goku, this guy seems okay. Yeah, this is why I kind of didn't want to go over the sub EZAs. They're not anything too crazy. Like this guy's fine. Like, you can't run him in the new special battle. Probably can't run him in battle hardened formidable foes or red zone, like the newest red zones. But like for new players, like probably grinding these guys up. Like these guys are really good for like certain like maybe not. Like if you're like a new player and you're working on your GT Heroes team, and like you just pulled this guy, but you don't really have anyone else. Like some of these characters are good, so like you can dominate some of their older content. But like, you know, nowadays they just don't keep up. This guy's good. I think I reviewed him, but you know, really crazy damage reduction, and then like turn 1 crazy. Like he's just like a lesser version of Int Gogeta. Like crazy damage reduction turn 1. And then after that, you know, he can go slot 2, slot 3. Debuffs, Rainbow Orb changes. Like he's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, for the Omega team, this guy's a pretty good slot 1 unit. Unfortunately, Omega can't do it himself, so, you know, he needs this guy and then a free-to-play. But, you know, really good for the team. Like, they kind of cooked with him. Like, he is what that team... This guy is what that team needed, and he does it well. It's just after turn 1, you are not putting him slot 1 again. You know, overall good. I know I kind of like, I'm skipping over these guys, but it's just like, you know, they're sub EZAs and shit like that. Don't really have to cover them too much. I hear this guy's good. Yeah, they look okay. I mean, Again, a free-to-play LR. It's like what I said with the, like this guy right here. Like, some of these characters are, like, if you're new to the game and you want to, like, build out your teams and you just pulled, like, one of the two new units and, like, you're struggling to find other options to put on your team because you don't have everyone in the game, like, these are pretty good units because, you know, free-to-play, you probably got some of these other characters just by summoning, like, they're unfeatured SSRs. You know, like, they'll help out for sure. It's just, like, some of them just aren't good. So, you know, part 2, I think is pretty good. I guess the last thing I'll cover is fights. Really stretching this video at 36 minutes. What the fuck? When did this come out? This just came out today. I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm getting sidetracked. This fight is not the craziest up until you get to this right here, level 6. You know, I wished it would have been a little bit more challenging, just because the concept of it is really crazy. Not too challenging. Then this last fight is literally just like a crazy step up into like red zone like a red zone tier of difficulty. You know, pretty good. I mean, like, this guy's hard, but again, if you have some of the new characters, you've been playing, like, you play smart, you know, you put the people who you need to put in the right slots, like, this fight is not too crazy. This fight is just kind of a throwaway. I wish... It's a really hard fight. I just wish it could have been a little bit more... I don't know the word. I wish it would have just been like an actual fight instead of like a gag fight, because like you're really just going in there with the item and then like never playing it again, because no character can probably go up against this guy, but whatever. Special battle, where are you? Special battle, like, this is a really fun event. Like right here, like every fight here is fun. It's very unique. It's very annoying, you know, because Omega just fucking stuns immediately. It's actually kind of... I'm happy that Dokkan did it like this, where they released stage 1, and it still is the hardest part of this fight. But every other fight is really difficult in its own way. It's just stage 1 is objectively the most difficult. I really kind of like that. Because in the past, they'd be like, okay, stage 1, easy, beat it. Stage 2, easy, beat it. Stage 3, easy, beat it. Stage 4, oh shit, now we got some difficulty. Now it's like, stage 1, crazy difficulty. Stage 2, Stage 3, really hard. Stage 4, really hard. Like, I really do enjoy that. Stage 1, at the time when it came out, that shit was nigh impossible. That shit was almost, like, you know, now that we have more characters, it's a lot easier. Definitely not easy, but, it's a lot easier to play now. I think this is a very good event. Very fun, especially, like, if you're more into, like, the challenging side of the game, like, especially, like, if you want to, you know, utilize some weird team builds, because really, like, the easiest way to do it is just, like, the new characters teams, but, like, there are ways to get through it. Specifically, you know, with AGL, LR Omega, or some other debuffing characters, or maybe some nuking characters, or, you know, it's still fun. Still fun. The fight that gave Iron Kane a heart attack. The fight that makes Iron Kane scared. Yeah, so this fight, again, not hard, but once you start touching these guys, like, they just pull down your pants and bum fuck you, bro. Like, this fight is genuinely hard if you don't know how to do it. And if you do know how to do it, like, the guy still hits hard, but it's not as hard as, you know, special battle, because you could just run dodge characters. Genuinely, it's not hard. There's no locking, there's no stunning, there's no AoEs, there's no difficult part about this fight besides the fact that they hit really hard. I think all the fights that came out have been really good. You know, nothing bad. It's just, I don't know. It feels a little lackluster. I would, because you know they said it's an anniversary level campaign, and anniversary gave us 3 crazy difficult stages, 4 if you count it, both red zones, battle hardened, and then festival. With this, I mean, you really just have special battle. I mean, you're not really hopping into any other fights to challenge yourself. I mean, it's really just special battle. That's the only thing I'm kind of upset about, but I'm happy that they're going in this new direction of making the fights unique. Because, you know, red zones, it's just, you know, the boss just gets more stats, they get more annoying mechanics, you need the new characters to win. Some of these other fights, it's just like, you can use some older characters, you can get some older units some play, like, it's really fun. I really do think that, this has been a really good celebration. I just, you know, again, Daima Part 1. I won't talk about it. But overall, thoughts on Part 2? If I had to compare it to Part 1, I'd say Part 2 is definitely better. Just because of the easy A's specifically. Easy A's and then also just character choice. Part 1 was definitely a lot more... I don't want to say a lot more dense. It felt a lot more dense, but Part 2 was definitely more dense. It's just Part 1 felt a lot more dense. It felt challenging. It felt like there was a lot to do. Part 2 just had a little bit more of that feeling. Like, I guess not now. For a couple days it's been a little bit stale, but Part 2 is just like, okay, we gotta do this, and then we gotta do this. I have to easy aid this character. Oh shit, they just easy aid 7 more characters. Oh my god, they just easy aid 2 more characters. Oh no, a new stage. Like, 2 new stages. Like, it's just been crazy. This whole celebration's been really good. I do think Part 2 is better than Part 1. You know, character choice, I like Gogeta and Omega better. Fight-wise, I still like, what's it called? I still like Special Battle, the first fight, better than either of the 2 fights that came out after, 3 or 4. But, you know, I still think it's fun, it's been challenging, especially this fight right here. Okay, especially this fight right here, to Dokkan fans, like, they knew what they were doing with this one. They know we can't read. Like, they know we cannot read. So, I know a lot of people fucking struggled. Like, a lot of people will not admit it, but a lot of people struggled with this one. I'm looking at Iron King. Anyways, again, if I had to summarize overall thoughts, Part 2 of the Global Download Celebration, I wouldn't say it's peak, but it's definitely gas. Part 1, definitely not peak, but it was gas. If I had to say, really great download celebration so far. I love the character choices for Part 2. I love the events that came out for Part 2. I like the units that have come out for Part 2. It's just been really fun. I wish there were more stones, because I've been getting my fucking ass shafted. But that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Remember, drink all your water, eat all your fruits and vegetables. Be real with yourself. Get some grit. Go the hard way. I know it's very easy. It's very easy to take the easiest path, but challenge yourself. When you challenge yourself, I'm sure that you'll feel good if you succeed, or even if you fail, because you'll know that you push yourself to the limits. Anyways, have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.